Marvel has just suffered a terrible leak of Avengers Doomsday. The plot, everything, the characters, the deaths, it's all out there. 6 months to go until the movie releases. And today we'll tell you why this is so tragically terrible, it could spell the end of the MCU. Now, some folks out there are, everybody's going to choose how to do this. I'm just going to go through the entire thing. This is everywhere. It's out there. It's been leaked. Articles are talking about it, and I'm just going to read the entire thing. We're going to take it piece by piece. This is the plot for Avengers Doomsday coming out this holiday season. It's Marvel's final chance to redeem itself. They've been on a very bad streak. RDJ is back to play Dr. Doom. The Russo brothers are back. This might be the most expensive movie ever made. And I'm here to tell you, this is not going to go well. I don't know. I don't see how you can do anything to fix this. Like the cinematography, the special effects, the fight scenes, I don't know that you can fix this. And as we go through it, you'll see why. I also want to say as we read it, we waited on this until we were 1,000% sure this was totally real and that the whole world wasn't having a fake out. Marv, we've actually had this for a very long time. Is that right?
Yes. We've reported on it in the past. A lot of these, we've discussed it before, but it seems like now it's come back and people are a little bit more sure of it. This first appeared on comicbookmovie.com. And that's kind of when we reported on it as, hey, take this with a grain of salt. This might be, the leaks for Doomsday, but it seems like this is all basically what was revealed back then. And now I guess we have more assurance on it. Okay, and also I'm going to let people know that we also are pretty darn sure we know what happens in the next film too, but we're not ready to talk about it. There's plenty to talk about here. Let's go through why this just might be. I mean, this might be worse than Supergirl. They're going to make more money than Supergirl, but this might be worse in terms of a story, and that's unbelievable. Here we go. Full plot description, Avengers Doomsday. This is being hosted not by us. No. Don't come get us. Boink Buzz. You go get him. Go get that guy. Boink Buzz. Get him. We're sorry, Boink Buzz, but somebody has to go down, and it's you, not us. Avengers Doomsday opens in New York City on Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's Earth. So Tobey Maguire, who you re-fell in love with again in Spider-Man No Way Home, that Spider-Man that you loved from the 90s, that Spider-Man that, he I don't know if he had a happy ending. Derek, welcome back.
Am I good now? How do I sound?
You're great. You're better than good.
You sound a little too good. Can you turn it down? I need you to sound a little squeakier nasal.
All right. So Tobey Maguire, who, everybody loves his Superman. Everybody loved his trilogy. He's back. Okay. And we go to his world, and you might be excited when the movie opens. You're like, we get Tobey. Yes. He's going to lead the way. He's going to teach young Spidey how to do the thing. It says he's fighting Deadpool and Wolverine, who were sent there with a planet-killing baboom built by Beast. Yes, the Beast that you watched all through the 90s, who's part of the X-Men. This is that Beast. It's not some other Beast.
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer's Beast to destroy Tobey's entire world. All right, the world that you loved, in order to save the X-Men's universe from an incursion. Now, incursion is something to do with the timeline, and if you mess up the timeline, it's called an incursion, and blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Okay? Now, let me just put this out there. That makes Beast, who we all love, Kelsey Grammer's Beast, who you all have known for decades, makes him evil. Like, he's more evil than the worst evil bad guy you can think of in history, because he's willing to destroy entire worlds and universes to save his own. Tobey, all right, Spider-Man that you know, the original Speedy of the films, battles Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, who manages to plant the device. Wolverine wins. Wolverine stays behind when it detonates, and both Wolverine, who you love, and Tobey's Spider-Man, along with everything from the Spider-Man series that you remember from the 90s, obliterated, deleted, killed. But Deadpool escapes and returns to his own Earth, which we see in the distance. Charles Xavier watches the destroyed world below with sadness, But they had no choice. Stop there, because that also means that in the first 10, 15 minutes of the film, Professor X is evil.
What does that also mean that it's not McAvoy, but it's Patrick Stewart? So
Patrick Stewart.
It is. Patrick
And they're all evil.
He is sending, so essentially, he is sending the X-Men to destroy universes that are having incursions into theirs to save their universe. So the X-Men are destroying universes.
So it's Loki, but it's X-Men.
So we're not destroying small cities. We're not destroying one or two innocents have to die to stop the bad guy. Professor X, Patrick Stewart, who is, they're big fans of harm no humans. That's not the right way. But now, under this, Kevin Feige's big finale, buddy, they're wiping out entire Earths, planets, universes. Just kill them all. Just kill them all. Derek, what are we doing here, man? And this is real. This is what they're really going to release.
I don't know. I think Marvel's just trying anything they can at this point. This feels completely out of pocket for everything we know about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, about these characters. Like you said, X-Men, this is the absolute opposite of what the X-Men would go along with. I don't know. I just think Kevin Feige's out of ideas. They're all out of ideas. They just don't what are we going to do? Let's just destroy everything.
I guess.
Everything that's been built up over the last 2.5, 3 decades. Let's just destroy it all.
Like Luke Skywalker saying, "Hey, I tried to kill my nephew."
Yeah.
The X-Men are like,
"Give me that lightsaber.
Hold my beer. We're gonna kill 1 billion nephews."
almost like it's the exact same company.
Oh my gosh, Lauren, any thoughts on? I mean, Beast is evil. Professor X is evil. They make Jake Skywalker look like a saint.
I'm trying to decide how to talk about this, because I agree this is all crap. I think a lot of it is because of what they were saddled with when they couldn't go through with the Kang storyline. But there's a part of my brain that is saying, well, if your universe is going to be destroyed by another incursion from a parallel universe, what are you supposed to do? So I don't love it. I also don't think I hate it quite as much as you guys do.
I hate it pretty good.
Stupid. Like, okay,
yeah, I agree with. Yes,
there
it
have
is
been
stupid.
versions of X-Men, like, okay, let's say they're Age of Apocalypse X-Men that are, the worst version. But this is actually looks like, based off of what's been out there, probably the 90s X-Men are the X-Men that are going to be going after everybody. Or sorry, the 2000s leather pants X-Men with a 90s X-Men makeover are going to be coming in and trying to murder all of the heroes from who are they going after?
Everybody.
Toby, yeah, they've done it to multiple universes at this point. They are going after Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe. So Toby, MJ, J. Jonah Jameson, Old Lady Aunt May, all Norman Osborn, and Doc Ock, who were just fixed in No Way Home and sent back to have their happily ever afters now that Peter 1 has cured them, wiped from the face of the universe.
Yeah, well, there you go. What a great team.
All right, continuing on. All right, then we're going to cut from there in the movie. Again, folks, if you don't want spoilers, you need to get out, because that's all we're doing right now, and we're not going to stop. We're going all the way. We're going to cut then in the movie straight over to Tony Stark's funeral. So we're going back in time. Because remember, we can't do anything from any of the Disney Plus shows because nobody watched them. So we're going to cut back to Tony Stark's funeral. And Steve, he should be Captain America, but he's not. And he's not going to be Captain America in any part of this film. Steve speaks with some of the heroes, including Ant-Man, before returning the stones, the Infinity Stones. He goes back in time and chooses to stay with Peggy. They have a son, Jimmy. One day, Loki visits them. This is before Loki Season 2's finale. Do your homework. He tells Steve about the TVA and warns him that they will soon prune this timeline because Steve was never meant to live there or have a son.
By the way, the people that never saw Loki at all on Disney Plus or have not watched anything since Endgame are going to be like, "What?
What is going on?
Why is Loki in a beige suit?"
Loki in his khaki suit offers them a way out. he can take them to a universe where they don't exist and can live in peace. The Fantastic Four's universe.
I'm still caught up on this idea that it is Loki before the end. So is it supposed to be Loki in the 1,000 lifetimes thing that he did at the end of season 2?
Just before the finale.
Because there's never a period of time in which Loki is just working for the TVA. There's always something dire going on,
Right.
before he starts holding the multiverse together and creates the World Tree.
Before leaving, Loki gives Steve a special card to contact him. Chris Evans, Steve and his family live there for 10 years. Okay. Cut forward to the future. We then see Dr. Doom visiting Sue and Franklin, as we saw in the end credits of Fantastic Four. Well, a few people did, not many. They clearly know each other. Doom says he has come to speak with Reed. He warns him about the incursions and reveals their universe is next. He proposes a plan, but they must travel with him to Earth 616. Doom also asks Reed, Pedro Pascal, whether it's possible someone from another universe is living in theirs. They scan the planet and discover an anomaly. Steve and his family. They confront Steve. It's just Steve this time. They confront Steve, who recognizes them after living there for a decade. They explain the incursions and ask him to come to 616 to help convince the Avengers to trust Doom's plan. They travel there, and Steve successfully persuades the heroes to listen.
They're working with Doom here, by the way. Doom, who's supposed to be the villain.
Right. So this is not particularly good, but it's not terrible. It's not like what we just had. But then, well, here we go. Next, they visit the X-Men's universe. But the X-Men are hostile, which is a real shock given they've been wiping out entire universes. They've survived multiple incursions and trust no one. They assume the MCU heroes and the Fantastic Four have come to destroy them. And they attack. Reed and Doom explain their solution to build massive cannons on each Earth that will... Didn't we just do this in Fantastic Four? Giant portals now are giant cannons.
They did.
Okay.
All the plastic non-people that were on those planets, the cardboard shallow people, did everything that the heroes told them to do.
The problem with writing characters that are supposed to be very smart is that when the writers are very dumb, they can't actually write people who are smart.
Yep.
So
you can only write a character as smart as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That's why Ahsoka, that series is so terrible, because Thrawn is, as smart as the writers, and the writers, they ain't too bright. It says, okay, so it goes, they assume the MCU heroes, blah, blah, blah. Reed and Doom explain their solution: to build massive cannons on each Earth that will permanently separate the universes and stop the incursions. They will split into teams, and each one will go to another Earth to place a cannon there. Meanwhile, Steve tells Thor, he met a Loki who is still alive. Thor asks Steve to take him to him. Using Loki's card, they locate the TVA, but when they arrive, everyone is dead, and Loki has had his heart ripped out. And somehow they realize Doom is responsible.
So
who figured the guy named Doom was actually a bad guy?
Who knew?
At least he's not a maladjusted hacker or something like that.
So you're saying your name is Dr. Evil, and exactly what do you do, sir?
No, these are my peace cannons that I'm installing on all of these Earths.
Doom says we're building peace cannons now. Everybody listen to him. Steve goes back to confront Doom, who reveals his true plan: to allow the incursions to happen so he can rebuild the multiverse in his own image and resurrect his dead family.
Dude shows up at the end of Fantastic Four in a cloak and just goes straight for the baby without greeting anyone. And they're like, "Oh no, let's trust him. Let's give him a shot."
Like, you're supposed to think that he's interested in Franklin at the end of that movie because Franklin is this god level celestial character. And apparently none of that matters. None of this has even touched on the fact that he's Robert Downey Jr. Nobody cares that he's Tony Stark. I have not heard the words Sam Wilson or Thunderbolts or Shang-Chi at all in this yet.
Isn't it amazing, though, that he looks exactly like, Tony Stark, and nobody says, "Hey, interesting thing about you."
Reminds me of that episode of The Tick, where there's that guy that looks like Joseph Stalin, and they insist it has to be Joseph Stalin. And the Terror, who is like a villain from World War II, says, I hired you because you look like Stalin.
Well, in this case, I think this plot looks like a very convoluted version of Ghostbusters 2, I think Doctor Doom is essentially Vigo, and Franklin is Oscar. So here we go. Here we go.
I don't think Franklin has any specific role in this. It doesn't like.
It doesn't sound like it.
Well, let's. There is another child who has a serious role in this. Let's get to that. It says, let's see. They go back to confront. Okay. Steve goes back to confront Doom, who reveals his true plan to allow the incursions, blah, blah, blah. He takes Steve to his Doom Castle via Doom Buggy. No, I made that up. In Latveria on his Earth. There, Steve meets Doom's followers, who are masked witches. Get your witches on, Lorne. We got the witches back. We got more witches, Lorne. These are not space witches, Lauren. These are Latverian. These are Latverian witches.
Muted deliberately. That was too loud. What?
Space witches have returned to a Disney franchise.
Witches are back. We're gonna get them back.
Are we sure we're not being trolled?
This is why we've been careful up until now, and it's been confirmed by people that we just flat out. I mean,
what if he's like, these are my followers, the Doom Witches, and then they go down, down, down the road, down the Doom Witch road. What if the Doom Witches are like Agatha?
It could be them. It could be them.
I'm telling you, what if it's Agatha and Patty LuPone and the HR lady from He-Man?
Please let Dave Filoni do a cameo as a witch, please. One of them impersonates Peggy to manipulate him. Doom reveals that Steve, Captain America, I mean, it's just Steve. Just Steve. Don't you call him something else.
Wait, I'm sorry. I've got to go there. This is a whole different thing if they're hot witches. It's a completely different genre if they're like good-looking witches.
Oh. Okay, true, yeah. Doom reveals that Steve's presence in their universe is what triggered their incursion because he didn't belong there. I'm starting to see a theme on this.
Then why would Loki bring him there?
It also led to the death of Doom's family. Doom became obsessed with stopping the incursion, conducting dangerous experiments, one of which failed, killing his family and leaving him disfigured, forcing him to wear the armor and mask. As revenge, here we go.
Wait, hold on. You mean he goes to the castle and he's like, you see, Captain America, it all started back in Gimmelstump. He gives him the whole dramatic backstory. You see, Penny the Platypus.
Phantom of the Opera right here. But here we go, folks. This is what you get to go watch. As revenge, Doom is going to kill Captain America's son, Steve's son, right there in front of him, his kid.
I'm in, bro. Anything that's got me going pew, 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 sign me up.
Sign me up. No, this is too much. All right, pause there. Let's talk about it, guys. I don't want to see a dude's son killed, not Captain America's son killed.
A 10-year-old?
Yeah, this is crazy. This is like, and this is why we've been careful in the past, and now everybody is confirming, no, this is real. RMB is saying it's real. Chris Gore is saying it's real. We've got, I can go through the list, but if this is really the movie, this is going to bomb at the box office because nobody wants to watch this kind of stuff.
Well, okay, so one thing I wanted to point out here, this is a movie about Steve Rogers and Robert Downey Jr. as Victor Von Doom.
Yep.
None of the Marvel characters in the current phase have anything even remotely important to do, to the point where they are literally just the background characters in this synopsis.
That's right. This is essentially RDJ and Chris Evans with some window dressing around them.
The only characters that have been named as vital to the plot at this point are Doom, Steve Rogers, Thor, Loki, and the X-Men. That's it.
Yep.
So it's going to get worse.
The Fantastic Four don't even have a big role in this, it sounds like, because you have Doom as the villain, and they're not giving Reed Richards anything to do.
But think about it, Marv. What would you give him to do? Because at this point in time, nobody cares about those characters. Those characters flopped in the box office. So if you're going to do anything, you're going to move away from the stuff that didn't work and move towards something that might actually work.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a bad.
Triple down on the Thunderbolts. It's like.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm just saying that it's proof that those movies were such a miserable failure. And
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's about to get much worse. But Jonas, what do you think about the idea that we're going to have the X-Men be evil? We've got Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man killed off in the first 15 minutes. And we're going to have Captain America's son, who we never got to spend time with, but we just know he loves him. He gets killed. And doesn't that screw up when old Captain shows up and Yeah, that does screw that up, doesn't it?
Well,
No, I don't think it will.
Yeah. It messes up. First of all, it messes up the fact that Loki is supposed to be benevolent at the end of everything. There's this arc of him living thousands and thousands and thousands of years in order to become Loki, God of Stories, at the end of Loki season 2. I brought up Loki and it bored Derek Anderson's internet.
He'll be back.
Existence. So we've got a villain who literally kills a kid. So
Captain America's kid.
It better be a teenager.
Steve Rogers' kid. Thank you very much.
Right. It better be a nearly grown child at this point. Well, he's been there for 10 years, so
he's a 10-year-old.
We're thinking he's a 10-year-old, right?
He's prepubescent. He's going to be yeah.
Where is Peggy Carter in all of this, other than showing up as a witch or something?
This is another case of them taking heroes who earned their win and being like, no, you didn't get to be a dad. You didn't get to have the life. No, we're going to steal that. You know that big payoff? No, we're not going to do that. You're going to lose your kid. You're going to be such a failure as a father that you can't save your child from the bad guy.
Well,
here we go again, right?
That's all they have at this point. All they have is deconstruction.
All right, it's going to get way, way worse. I know that seems difficult, but here we go. All right, so after Captain America, Steve Rogers' son is killed right in front of him by Dr. Doom. Doom announces that the Avengers are coming, and Latveria prepares for war. The Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and the X-Men unite and march on Latveria. Thor prays to Odin, who sends an army from Valhalla to join the battle.
That's convenient.
This is sounding a lot like Rise of Skywalker at the end.
Where he couldn't say a prayer to Odin during Endgame?
That's a great point.
Yeah, right?
So
Odin did die at the end of, or in the middle of both versions of Ragnarok.
Yes.
So everybody essentially is going to be here, except for I don't see anything about Wakanda. I don't see anything about new Avengers. Maybe they're included. I don't know. But
they're probably included with the Avengers.
Yeah. A massive war erupts as the Earths begin to collide. Eventually, the universes crash into each other and are destroyed, killing everyone. Everyone except Doom. It is revealed that he, I guess off screen, because it's going to be revealed, that he stole Loki's powers. Using them, he somehow creates Battle World. I didn't know that was a Loki power, but it is now. To create Battle World, resurrects everybody. Again, I didn't know that was a Loki power, but apparently it is. Resurrects everybody and erases their memories. They believe Battle World is all that has ever existed, which I don't care if it came from the comics. It's the dumbest name in the world. They believe Battle World is all that has ever existed. We see them living new lives in this false reality. Doom sits on his throne as the Emperor of Battle World. The end.
So Secret Wars, basically. That's just going right to Secret Wars.
Yep.
It feels like that's fake.
Where I'll put this out there for you. Sue Storm is going to be the ultimate girl boss you can't believe in that movie. I'll just put that out there. But okay.
You think so?
Yeah. So anyway, I have no idea why people would want to go see this movie. I don't hear anything in this that sounds enjoyable.
They are hoping that Steve Rogers is going to be enough to bring them back into the theater. But when people are going to see in the trailers and stuff that he's not Captain America and that Sam Wilson is still running around in the spangly outfit, nobody's going to care.
So in order for this kind of a script to work, just a baseline, you have to have a small contingency that escapes and they're off somewhere and they're going to come up with a plan. When you eliminate everyone, it just ends on total nothingness.
There's no one to react to it.
Right. And then the other problem is...
It's going to be like, remember Imagination Land Pro in South Park where everything gets just a white thing and then Butters just pops up and goes, oh, hamburgers. And he like
hamburgers
recreates the world. That's what the ending is going to be.
So the problem here is that the solution for how Dr. Doom survives is an off-screen thing that makes no sense even reading this. Loki doesn't have any of these powers. He doesn't even have these powers in the TV show where he becomes the tree of whatever. Let's bring in a guy who's going to help explain it. Wiz, you just got out of Young Washington. Is that right?
Yes, I've just seen Young Washington, the start of the USACU, the United States of America Cinematic Universe, brought to you by Angel Studios.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I have seen it. It's all real, you guys. All of these leaks, they're real. It's happening. We're going. Loki has all the powers. It's going to be great. I think Tom Holland sees the writing on the wall. Don't be surprised if Secret Wars is his last outing as Spider-Man. Yeah, man, this is insane.
Hey, Wiz, can you just walk us through why you think, because we've come to the point now where we're accepting it as real. Months ago, I thought this could be a misdirect because it's so awful. Can you walk us through why you think this is real without spoiling your sources?
Okay, so yeah, I do have a few sources that have corroborated this. This has been one of multiple versions of leaks that have been floating around for many, many months. Okay, some things are the same. Most of it is slightly like there's different variations, but it's all kind of the same thing because they're not trying to redo the entire movie over. But most of the chunks of this have been the same. Concept art from some time ago, which had Doom sitting on a throne and Sue Storm as pretty much the queen or like his wife. That came out a while ago. They said, "Oh no, that's not real." Yeah, that's all kind of legit. It's seeming like that's a little bit legit. There's a few. I think there's a talk of Spider-Man being this actually being Tom Holland's last movie, and I wasn't joking. Secret Wars is probably going to be his last outing as Spider-Man because he's kind of done. Him and Zendaya want to retire from the Marvel universe. But the rest of this is kind of crazy. I think the opening scene with Tobey Maguire, which also has been the longest running leak, that is a constant in every version of this script. The opening of the movie is Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire both dying. That has been the constant since day one. And as far as my sources last week have confirmed, that is still very much shot and filmed, and that is going to happen. There have been other versions of this where there's like a portal opens, and Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire go through that portal, and then they're in the final fight. Regardless, this all ends with Doom killing everybody in the end. Doom will slaughter everybody in super brutal ways. There is a death that is in the one of these two movies that I cannot say who it is. That person will not be coming back. That is a permadeath, and it is an Avenger. And there's
like Tony Stark in Endgame.
No one's gonna. Let me put it this way: it is a serious kill off death. But no one's gonna care. No one's gonna care.
No, it just when you say permanent death in this, it is so meaningless.
Well, there's some insider stuff why the actor would not be back.
Oh, okay.
There's that. It has to do with that. Less about the character, more about. There's a few reasons why the Phase 4 and 5 people are there. We're going to just continue business as usual with the MCU. This is not a matter of rebooting and fixing mistakes. Everything about this is to try to explain away. Everything with Doomsday and Secret Wars is an attempt to explain away why the X-Men are now in the Avengers verse.
And they're going to recast all the X-Men basically after these two films. I mean, they have to, but this is how they're getting one last hurrah out of the Fox, the Fox personalities, and then they switch over.
Possibly. There is Hugh Jackman likes the money, it seems, so he might be back.
Oh, I like money.
What I have been told is, and I don't know who it is, but just to pay attention to who the rumors are for the X-Men castings, because you're going to be shocked and it's real. That's what I've been told. I don't know anything other than that.
I mean, one of my favorite memes of the last year is the architect from The Matrix sitting there saying, "This is the 7th time we've done a send-off of the X-Men universe, and we've gotten quite efficient at it."
How many times has Patrick Stewart portrayed dying Professor X? But this time
he has died so many times on screen at this point.
This time he's Professor X, the conqueror of universes. He is the destroyer. Okay, well he makes he makes.
So we've
Go ahead.
also heard that Magneto is going to destroy New Jersey at some point.
Just why not?
Yes.
As long
Yo,
as
Mar-a-Lago!
I like Wiz's. Yes, that's just all there is to it. Sorry, Oregon, you're
that
next.
happened.
Yeah, I am so excited for Independence Day. You can taste the liberty and drink in all that 4th of July freedom.
Why? You're not an American, and you don't live in America. Not to mention, you're a troll, and they're from Norway.
Wait, you're saying that trolls can't have the spirit of America? How do you explain Leslie Headland? That'd also be like saying the Acolyte isn't Star Wars.
Well, I guess it's not bad to not be American and wish for that kind of freedom. But please, don't compare this situation to the Acolyte and it being Star Wars. Nothing's that bad.
Well, gosh darn it. You've given me something new to aim for.